Now my mic's on now.
Coming up on News 4 Tucson at 6, the Cochise County Elections Director has stepped down, citing a hostile work environment. Lupita Murillo is live with more on what led to the resignation.
Plus, the Gem Show is back in town, and we'll tell you everything you need to know about this year's showcase.
And later, nurses at a Westside hospital rallying today to draw attention to staff shortages they say are unsafe and causing many of them to burn out.
News 4 Tucson at 6 starts right now.
From KVOA, investigating for you. This is News 4 Tucson, live at 6.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney.
And I'm Monica Garcia. The elections director of Cochise County is resigning, and she claims it's all related to harassment and hostile work environment.
News 4 Tucson's Lupita Murillo is in Cochise County with more on why the director is stepping down. Lupita.
People we spoke with have nothing but praise for Lisa Mara. She's been an employee here for 10 years. In fact, her offices are located right behind me. But there are some officials who see it differently.
I think they just want to get rid of Ms. Mara, and they want to get rid of that position under the board and put it under the recorder, because they feel that he's in the same vein of thinking as they are, that they really want to fix elections.
Mara came under scrutiny during the 2022 elections when the board voted 2-1 to hand count the ballots. English voted against it.
Ms. Mara said no. The county attorney said that this is illegal, not only for you, but for me, to try and have a 100% hand count.
We contacted supervisors Tom Crosby and Peggy Judd for their reaction. This message is for Tom Crosby. This is Lupita Murillo with Channel 4 in Tucson. He hasn't responded. Peggy Judd sent News 4 Tucson an email. I'm aware of it, but I'm being told the County Human Resources and ACIP are figuring it out and not ready to report. Give me a few days. Peggy. Cochise County residents had mixed reactions.
I'm afraid that needed to happen. It's a step in the right direction. We need to change things in Cochise County.
I think it's a bad thing. Right? I think Judd and Crosby need to be held accountable, and I think they need to pay for it out of their own pocket instead of the voters having to pay for it.
Lisa Mara tweeted, "Thanks everyone for the comments, texts, emails. I was out of town for an election conference and overwhelmed by the number of messages, trying to answer them all. Blessed to be in the company of so many election heroes and so many wonderful people in Cochise County, Arizona. Lisa Mara will continue to be a Cochise County employee for the next 2 weeks. Reporting live from Bisbee, Lupita Murillo, News for Tucson.
Well, from crystals to quartz to minerals, the Tucson Gem Show is back. News for Tucson's Daniel McFarland was a lucky guy we sent out there to Midtown. And Daniel, a lot of us here at the station are big fans of the show. How's it going out there?
Well, Monica, this time a lot of places are just getting set up, and there's actually a few that have been open that we've stopped at around town. The one we're at right now is in Midtown. Most of it is closed down, but as you can see behind me, they are still putting stuff together, and a lot of people are very happy to be back at the Gem Show this year, as you hear right here.
Oh, we have multiple gems here and minerals from Morocco. My boss has been doing this for 20-something years. We have fossils, we have different stuff like fluorites and amethysts and gems like that. Lots of selenite and things with a lot of metaphysical properties.
This is our 30th year coming down. We had a store in Ann Arbor for 28 years, and we sold the store last year for Directions on Main Street.
The month of February, and of course that's the time for the Gem Show. But as Monica mentioned, if you want to get out there early, it'd be a great time to do so. It's not going to be nearly as crowded over the next week, but keep in mind, come February, we're going to see a lot of visitors in town checking out that Gem Show. Back to you two.
World War Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode, temperatures on the way up.
Yeah, but you see what that says underneath us? Mm-hmm. Weekend warm-up,
Yeah.
Sean, just what the doctor ordered. Look at the beautiful orange in the skies as we look at the snowy peaks of the Catalina Mountains, clear all the way down into Santa Cruz County, into the Santa Rita Mountains. It's 55 degrees at Tucson International Airport. Dew points comfy, 14, dry air mass, east winds at 9. It was a breezy day, but those breezes are going to abate, and that's twofold. It's kind of a double-edged sword. I know a lot of people don't like the wind, but without the wind, temperatures also cool much quicker. Already 40 in Wilcox, 41 in Bisbee as we show clear skies on our satellite picture. Here's the plan then. 47 degrees at 7 o'clock. We will call for less wind, clear and cool by 9 o'clock, 42, and clear and cold at 11, upper 30s. One more night below freezing, and then we're going to warm things up drastically. Full forecast. We'll see you back here in just a bit.
Can't wait for the weekend. Thanks, Matt. A man remains in critical condition tonight after he was shot by a Tucson police officer earlier this month. Tucson police say they received a 911 call on January 15th from a man making statements about ending his life. While on the phone, the caller's behavior escalated, we're told, and TPD was contacted after reports that the caller had a firearm. Once officers arrived at an apartment complex near Colbin 22nd Street, 21-year-old Elijah Dixon fled wearing a tactical vest and ignored officers' commands. Police say he then fired his weapon at them. When he was located, one officer fired his rifle, hitting Dixon. He was brought to the hospital with life-threatening injuries.
We have new details on an officer-involved shooting on the southwest side near Casino del Sol. We now know the names of the deputy and the suspect involved. It happened last Sunday when Pima County Sheriff's Deputy Christopher Campbell was shot at a home near Valencia and Camino Verde while responding to a hit-and-run report. Deputies say that's when 43-year-old Ricardo Castro fired shots from that home's garage. Deputy Campbell was shot in the leg. Another deputy fired back at Castro, striking him. Castro was in the hospital in critical condition. The deputy who worked for the department for 6 years is also still in the hospital recovering from being shot in the leg. And now to new details on a New Year's Eve cold case hit and run. After 2 years without answers, Tucson police have arrested a suspect they believe struck a man crossing the road in Midtown, leaving him there to die. The crash happened on December 31st of 2021. 49-year-old Manfred Rivas was hit near Stone and Fort Low by two separate vehicles, and in both cases, the drivers drove away without stopping. One of the drivers was arrested a year later, but police continued to search for that second driver. And then yesterday, 68-year-old William Wesselink was arrested on charges including leaving the scene of an accident and then tampering with evidence, both felonies.
Nurses here in Tucson are fighting to have more nurses put on staff to make working conditions safer. News 4 Tucson's Megan Spector has the latest on their demands.
Nurses are gathering here outside of St. Mary's Hospital, demanding an end to their staffing crisis. They say that the rise in RSV, the flu, and COVID-19 has caused extremely high numbers of patients, and there are simply not enough nurses to help. A registered nurse at the ICU at St. Mary's Hospital said short staffing is not a new issue at St. Mary's, but it's gotten a lot worse since the pandemic began. She shared that from May of 2020 to December of 2022, the number of nurses working at St. Mary's has gone down by 32%. They're coming together to demand that management does more to hire and retain their nurses.
Everybody's overworked, we're tired, we want to do a good job, we want to heal people, help people. We can't do that if we don't have the proper support.
Reporting from St. Mary's Hospital, Megan Spector, News 4, Tucson.
Well, Super Bowl 57 is right around the corner, and leading up to the big game can mean some big money for Arizona. While investments are made to host the Super Bowl, it's likely to bring in hundreds and millions of dollars from the state. That spending will bring a boost to local businesses. We're talking hotels, food, and shopping. The Super Bowl brings big bucks with it. Anthony Evans, a senior researcher at the Seidman Research Institute at ASU, has studied the economic impact of sporting events, including the 2015 Super Bowl in Arizona.
We also had the Pro Bowl. It was over $719 million came into the economy over 9 to 10 days.
My goodness. Well, Evans says he doesn't want to forecast specifically for what 2023 could bring in terms of economic impact for Arizona, but he says the closest comparison is the 2020 Super Bowl in Miami, where he estimates the state of Florida saw a $500 to $600 million economic boost.
And folks, you can leave your mark on the Super Bowl. The Arizona Super Bowl Committee is giving fans the opportunity to name the Super Saguaro, the Arizona mascot for the big game. The giant cactus was unveiled yesterday and is set up in the heart of downtown Phoenix. The Super Saguaro stands 40 feet tall and has a 29-foot wingspan. It is illuminated with LED lights, and on top of the nearly 40,000-pound cactus is a DJ booth. The winner gets a prize package, including VIP tickets for the Super Bowl experience. For more information on the contest, just head to our website, KVOA.com. And coming up on News 4 Tucson at 6, former City Councilman Paul Durham has passed away. Eric Fink takes a look back at his life and legacy serving Tucson.
Plus, an international motivational speaker and Southern Arizona native named to be Grand Marshal of the 2023 Tucson Rodeo Parade. We're going to hear from her about the opportunity to inspire others. News 4 Tucson at 6 returns after the break.
Investigating for you. This is News 4 Tucson.
No, I'm good. Well, guys, according to the city, Paul Durham died yesterday. During his time in Tucson and on the city council, Durham was very passionate about environmental issues. Yeah, I don't need to I don't need a white balance, correct? I'm okay. It's just getting darker by the minute because the sun's. So you want me to iris up a little? Right. Okay.
You're watching News 4 Tucson, live at 6, with Sean Mooney, Monica Garcia, Matt Rode, and Paul Cicala.
Welcome back. Former Tucson City Councilman Paul Durham has died.
Durham served on the Tucson City Council for several years.
News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink joins us live now outside of City Hall with the remembrance of Mr. Durham. Eric.
Well, guys, according to the city, Paul Durham died yesterday. And during his time on City Council, Paul Durham was very passionate about environmental issues. Paul Durham grew up in Washington State. He moved to Tucson in 2004 after studying law at Stanford. He was elected to Tucson City Council in 2017, representing Ward 3. He resigned his seat in 2021, leaving the council for personal reasons. In a statement, Mayor Regina Romero says, quote, "It is with a heavy heart that I remember my colleague Paul Durham. He was an incredible partner to me in helping to accelerate our climate action and resiliency work. His public service and dedication to the constituents of Ward 3 and the Tucson community will always be remembered." And tonight, current Ward 3 City Councilman Kevin Dahl saying that Paul Durham was a great man. He says Durham will be missed. He called his friend a staunch environmentalist, and he said that Paul Durham was a strong voice for Tucson to take climate action. Live tonight at City Hall, I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson.
Thank you, Eric. Today, the Tucson Rodeo Parade has named world-renowned pilot and international motivational speaker Jessica Cox as the Grand Marshal for this year's event. Cox was born in 1983 with no arms. The Sierra Vista native and University of Arizona graduate is the world's first and only armless pilot. But she has achieved several other accomplishments, including a degree in psychology, a black belt champion in Taekwondo, and she's even an author. We caught up with Cox at the Tucson Rodeo grounds, and she says this is a great opportunity to remind others with disabilities to keep pursuing their dreams.
I just want to definitely share the message that disability doesn't mean inability, and there's so many children with disabilities out there in the world. We need to encourage them. We need to continue to have faith in what they can do and tell them that anything's possible. And that's for anyone who has self-doubt and what they can accomplish.
The Tucson Rodeo Parade is happening next month, beginning on Thursday, February 23rd.
Such an inspiring story,
she's
right?
Amazing. We met, she was
Good
at
choice.
our studio, I don't know, 2006.
Wow.
Just an upbeat, optimistic, what a inspirational.
Look at all she's done.
Yeah.
Flies planes.
A lot more to go.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool.
All right, pretty cool. Nice segue to a cold morning. In fact, the coldest we've seen all year long. 27. Our average low this time of year should be 41. Only 6 degrees away from that record set back in 1932 when we got all the way down to 21 degrees. And oh, check out northern Arizona, 9 degrees below zero up at the Grand Canyon. Teens in Douglas, 25, Sierra Vista, 22 in Nogales. So tomorrow morning, Friday morning, when you're getting the kiddos dressed for school, when you're getting ready for work, we're looking still pretty chilly. I think below freezing, most spots across Metro Tucson, but that should be it for at least the next several days. We're going to really start entering a warmer temperature regime. 18 though in Wilcox, 28 Bisbee, and 30 for Nogales. This is what I mean, 35 at 8 a.m., right? But by lunchtime, already mid-50s, so then we top off into the low to even mid-60s some of the western deserts under abundant sunshine all day long. One more freezing night, and then that's for the next couple nights. Maybe more in the extended forecast, but for the short term anyway. Beautiful weekend. In fact, upper 60s for daytime highs. We are still tracking our next rain/snow chance. Looks like maybe late Monday into Tuesday, but there's been a lot of uncertainty, some flip-flopping with some of our computer projections. We'll show you that in a minute. 55, clear skies at Tucson International Airport, and as promised, those winds are dying down out of the east at 9 miles per hour. 51, Sabino Canyon, 52, Tucson Estates, 42 in Oracle, already chilly, and any 30s yet? Okay, Portal, yeah, 39s, 40 in Pierce, 40 in Wilcox, so yeah, setting the stage for another chilly night. This is why clear skies, dry conditions, winds dying down. We got a little area of low pressure moving through portions of New Mexico, eastern Arizona. That's just increasing our winds, or it did today, but those will start to, as we say, decouple, mean die down during the overnight hours. Saturday, Sunday looking mostly sunny, looking dry, looking also on the warmer side. And then here's that disturbance off the California coast on Sunday, and then Monday into Tuesday, kind of prime time to see some of those showers moving on through. Forecast so for tomorrow, low 60s for daytime highs. So we crack 60 degrees. 50s Cochise County, 63 Nogales. Let's go to your extended forecast, 61 tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, lo and behold, we're above freezing, 34. It's cold, but it's not freezing, right? 67 Saturday, 68 Sunday, and then some slight shower chances Monday through Wednesday. Maybe back to freezing or nearabouts Wednesday and Thursday morning, but let's just focus on this weekend where we're above freezing at night and, you know, close to 70 in some spots for the weekend.
Yeah, I tell you, as long as the weekend looks good, I'm a happy camper here.
Weekend bliss.
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, later tonight on News 4 Tucson at 10, the latest on the investigation into the Memphis police officers accused of beating a man to death after a traffic stop.
But still ahead in sports, a look ahead at the Wildcats rematch with Washington State and why head coach Tommy Lloyd says the Cats are more prepared for their second showdown. When News 4 Tucson at 6 comes back after the break.
Welcome to News 4 Tucson Sports Tonight. I'm David Kelly. A great early Thursday evening to you. It's a 9 p.m. tip tonight in Pullman for round 2 between Arizona and Washington State. Boy, the Cougars had never beaten a top 5 team on the road until they came into Tucson earlier this month and shot down the Wildcats. Now they've got a chance to beat number 6 U of A at home, and Tommy Lloyd doesn't feel like he should have to say anything to motivate his team on this one.
I don't think you're always looking for extra motivation, but I mean, I'm bringing it up more from a practical standpoint that you got your kicked. There's no other way to put it. I mean, there's no reason not to talk about it. And if guys need extra motivation for playing a team that kicked their ass, then I guess that's a problem in and of itself.
All right, this game will end after our 10 p.m. newscast. So for coverage, head on over to KVOA website, kvoa.com/sports, as well as our News 4 Tucson Facebook page. The NJCAA Division II National Soccer Tournament is returning to Southern Arizona. The event came to Pima Sports Complex for the first time this past fall and will make it 2 years in a row in November. Hosting both the 12-team women's and men's competitions, both the Aztecs soccer teams qualified but did not advance out of pool play last fall, and I caught up with Pima College Athletics Director Jim Monaco to get an assessment on the NJCAA's quick decision to book Tucson for a return trip.
It's a big plus for the Pima Community College and the Tucson community. Every coach, and I mean that, every coach couldn't stop talking about how amazing Tucson was.
Give us an assessment of, I guess, from the dollar side, what that tournament did for the community.
What we have from numbers from Visit Tucson, which is what we go by, we're at $1.5 million and counting. We blew it out of the water. On the last day, they had a bunch of kids sitting on the east side of the stadium because the sun was out. And one of the NJCAA officials looked at me and he goes, "That's how many people came to the tournament in Kansas."
And Monaco says next year's tournament will be stretched out over 8 days versus 6 days this past fall. Angel Addleman has helped lift Pima women's basketball team back into a tie for the top seed in Division II Region 1. Now Angel, number 10 there, prepped at both Push Ridge Christian and Palo Verde, and she's coming back this season from tearing her ACL. She credits her teammates for helping her through the tentativeness that she felt coming back from that injury.
Like, I could get on the court, but I couldn't play with the team. I think that was probably the most challenging thing. I'd be on the sidelines, but I mean, they were still encouraging. They were challenging me, like, you got this, and they were excited to have me back, and I was excited to be back. So it was good, but that was probably the most challenging part.